I am back in Winnie. I'm so excited to share this journey with you. So in today's episode, I just want to take you on a little trip to Albuquerque as I got Winnie repaired. Hello wanderers, welcome back to my channel. I am Amy Zellmer, and if you're new here, I had a catastrophic failure of the slide on my 2021 Winnebago Micro Minnie, and it has been over a month, and the part has finally come in, and I am about to head up to Albuquerque from Phoenix to get it repaired at Camping World. And in the last few days, I've noticed now that my truck, I have a 2019 Ford F-150, and when I start the truck, it takes like a second longer to turn over. And it's making me question if perhaps my battery is starting to fail. And so I said, it's a 2019. I believe I bought it used. I believe it's a factory installed battery. So the battery is at least 5 years old already on it. So I'm gonna head to AutoZone, see if they can test my battery, maybe do some diagnostic. The other option could potentially be the starter's going bad or the alternator's not charging the battery. So, you know, different variables. But I don't want to head to Albuquerque with a potentially failing battery and then have my battery fail while I'm towing. That would not be ideal. So gonna go over to AutoZone, get it tested. I do have one of those charger jumper cable things, so I made sure I fully charged that up last night, got that in the back just as, you know, just in case, so I can always jump the truck if I were to have to. So yeah, let's head to AutoZone and see what they have to say for me. Well, went to AutoZone, he tested it with his little machine, and he said it looks good. I got some advice in my Facebook group. So I have a friend that has a multimeter, because I don't own one yet. I know I should, but I don't. So he's gonna come over after work and help me test it. So he said it was showing 12 volts, which it should be 12.5. And then everybody in the group said to test it under load, like starting it and then as it's running, and that if it dips below 10 when you start it, that could be an indicator that it's failing. So I'm gonna test it a little further this evening. You know, potentially it could be the starter, it could potentially be the alternator. I mean, I only have 82,000 on my truck, but you know, things can break at any time. Which those things would be covered under warranty, but they'd be a bigger pain in the butt, where changing a battery is a pretty easy fix, right? But I also don't, you know, I like process of elimination, what's going on here. Yeah, so wish me luck. Maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe it's not taking longer to start. It's just always been like that. My Subarus all were push start, so I haven't had a key. I haven't had to turn a key to start a vehicle in a very long time. So maybe I'm just like freaking myself out for no real reason. So anywho, don't want to get stranded while towing up to Albuquerque and back. And it's going to be colder up there too, right? So if it is a battery problem, your battery is more likely to fail out on you when it is cold. So another reason to make sure it's not my battery. Anyway, wish me luck. So trying to troubleshoot my battery. So my friend brought over his multimeter and we checked it last night, and I had driven it a few hours earlier, so like potentially, you know, the alternator could have charged it enough at that point. And so I was checking it this morning, and so it's registering as a 12, Yeah, 12.01, which is good. You know, 12.5 would be a little better, but 12.0 is fine. Last night we also checked it while turning it over. So upon cranking, the battery shouldn't dip down below 10. And it was a 9.4 for like, you know, a second as we cranked it over. So potentially the battery's failing, and as best as we can tell, this is the factory installed battery, and my truck's a 2019. I bought it 6 months ago. So, you know, the battery is like 5.5 years old, which, you know, that's a fairly decent lifespan. All the connections look great. I mean, it looks very clean. Everything under here looks good, like no corrosion or anything like that that I need to clean. So, good morning, wanderers. If you are new here, it has been 48 days since I left my home in Minneapolis and moved into my Micro Minnie for the next few months as I winter in Arizona. However, on day 12, I had a catastrophic failure of my slide. And so that happened in Albuquerque. And so since I started my warranty claim in Albuquerque, I have to get it repaired in Albuquerque. So my parts have finally come in after, gosh, about 35 days. And so I am headed up to Albuquerque to get my camper fixed and hopefully never have another major problem with her ever. And I'm just kind of doing a last final walk around, making sure everything's secured down. One of my rear TPMS sensors isn't working this morning for some reason. It was working fine last night. So not sure what that's about. Tire looks fine. And yes, so here is my slide. So can't wait to get that fixed. I haven't been able to live in it since it broke, because there's just no room inside when the slide is in. All right, everything looks great. The sunrise is coming up back there. It looks amazing. All right, so let's do this. Let's head on up to Albuquerque.
I'm having a good time, you're smiling, I'm laughing. The night is only just begun. Your eyes on me, that's everything that I want. Yeah, I'm free falling into feelings in the thick of it. It's neat on the way you light up in a sweat. All I wanna do is keep you in my view. Dancing around you, dancing around you, dancing, dancing, dancing around you.
Good morning from Albuquerque, day 49. Today, Winnie gets to go in to get repaired. So exciting. It should be a full day job, if all goes to plan. And I think I might head this evening, just a couple hours, just to get ahead for tomorrow so that I can get back to Phoenix early afternoon to get her all pulled in and hooked up and everything, because I'll be sleeping in her tomorrow night, you guys. I can't wait. My comfy, cozy little bedroom. So yeah, that's the plan today. All right, I'm at Camping World. I just got her unhitched and I'm gonna go in and get all checked in, and it should be a one-day job. So fingers crossed that she's done this afternoon. And then I'm gonna head 2 hours back towards Arizona, so I'm a little closer tomorrow, so I can get back into Phoenix early afternoon so I can get her all set up and ready, because I get to sleep in her again. Woo! I can't wait to live in my camper again. All right, I'll keep you posted. So I went in, I got her checked in, we did the walk around and everything, and got some kind of bad news. She said since it's end of month, she gathered the whole team, the techs and the service manager and everything this morning, and it might not get finished today because they have an abundance of work to get done today. So there's a high probability it won't be done until tomorrow, but by noon today, they will know if they can complete it or not. So at least, you know, I'll know by noon. It's fine. I kind of had prepared for this, but I was hopeful it would get done in one day. So if it's not done today, it'll be tomorrow, and she won't know a timeline tomorrow until tomorrow morning. So kind of a buzzkill. I was hoping to get a little bit ahead tonight, but it could still get done today, so I'm not giving up hope. But yeah, kind of saw it coming, but whatever, it's fine. And they're open tomorrow. Tomorrow's New Year's Day. I double and triple checked before I brought it in today, knowing it could potentially take 2 days. And she assured me they're open tomorrow. So if it's not done today, you know, they are open tomorrow, which is New Year's Day. So all right, we'll see in a few hours. Is this what it's like when you drop your kids off at school and you're so sad? Or when you leave them for a weekend? Oh, bye, Winnie. All right, so I'm at Camping World picking up Winnie. She's all finished this morning. I'm just gonna do my final walk around. And the guy came out and walked through her with me. They replaced the full, all the top and bottom slide rails on both sides. They replaced both motors, and they said the front end slide definitely had damage, and he said I hopefully shouldn't have any more problems. He said they definitely see a lot of the Schwintek system come in and need to be replaced. So he's hopeful that now that she's replaced, everything should be good. But there's always a chance, right? So I asked him if he thought, what he thought about, you know, should I be putting the slide in and out on occasion while I'm stationary in Phoenix. And he said, you know, it definitely doesn't hurt to put it in and out like once, twice a month, especially since I'll be working and living in it, so I'll be in it all the time. So they were very nice, very helpful. This Camping World has been outstanding. I can't say enough good things about them. We're all hitched up, we're ready to go. I'm gonna head about 4 hours towards Phoenix and spend the night, even though it's only 10:30 right now when I'm leaving. But if I were to go all the way into Phoenix, I'm not gonna get down there until like 6:37, and by then it's pitch dark, and you know, I literally have to clean everything up in there before I can even get to my bed. And you know, now I'll be sleeping in her, not in the casita anymore. So I'm just gonna drive between Holbrook and Winslow, Arizona, spend the night. Then I'll get up early, then I can get into Phoenix by noon. It'll be sunny, it'll be great. I can take my time, I can get her hooked up and be all ready to go. So yeah, I'm just, you know, fingers crossed. I literally do have PTSD from that slide crackling and breaking on me. So, I mean, I'm just so grateful. The past like 40 days have been very long. And so I'm very glad to be getting back in her, getting back to my regularly scheduled programming and finish out winter in Phoenix. So we'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'm free falling into feelings in the thick of it. It's neat on the way you light up minutes when all I wanna do is keep you in my view. Dancing around you, dancing around you. Dancing around dancing around.
So I am back from Albuquerque. Everything went well, aside from it taking an extra day, but I was okay with that. You know, they had said, the tech said he'd rather have time to do it properly and not be rushed, and to make sure he got everything cleaned up afterwards. And like, I appreciate that, right? Like, I don't want someone rushing through a job to have it fail again. And then the service tech did a walkthrough with me, kind of showed me everything they did. They replaced the entire slide system. So when the slide comes out, there's rails at the bottom and rails at the top. So they replaced all 4 of those rail sets, and then both motors. Because he said what he's seen other places do is they just replace the side that was broken, and then the other side will fail, or they'll replace the slides but not the motors, and then the motors fail. So everything is brand new. So he's pretty confident I shouldn't have any more trouble. But of course, a slide is a slide and it's a moving part. So, you know, anything can always happen. He said he sees this so often on the Schwintek systems. And they had 4 or 5 others in the bay waiting to get worked on with the same problem. So, I mean, you'd think they'd maybe figure this out, but whatever. It's a 2021, and apparently during that whole COVID period when RVs were selling like hotcakes, those are kind of the era of models that have had the most trouble. So whatever, it's finished, it's done, I'm back in it, everything's going great. He did suggest, I could pull it in and out like twice a month while I'm stationary, just to be preventative, and then obviously to lubricate my slide rails and condition my seals, and that will also obviously help extend the lifespan of everything. But I'll read for you what the tech wrote that was wrong with it. So they recommended replacing the entire Schwintek system completely, as shoes are damaged and rails have damage. Blocks have gouges and rub marks and drive shaft damage. Remove the fascia on inside and outside, hyperextend the room to remove columns and reinstall. Retime, reinstall fascia and stiles, cover holes with putty, and reseal. So that's what they did. My warranty covered everything. I had a $50 copay. I had to pay for the shipping of the parts, which she originally thought was going to be $300 and ended up only being like $75. So that was a huge relief. And the cost, if I went to had warranty, it would have been $2,700. So warranty is always worth it, especially on a used, right? Like I had to buy the extended because it's used. So very much worth it. And that part of things was no problem. And they also covered the diagnostics, which was like another $300. So very pleased, you know, she did all the work from her end to submit the claim and all that. And then everyone at the Albuquerque Camping World was just incredible to work with. The service gal, Riella, she constantly was keeping me updated. She was lovely. The service manager that came out to do my walkthrough was great. One of the techs I had to flag down, when I first brought her in, I couldn't get my chains back on. I have so much trouble with my chains. Like that should not be the hard part of hitching my trailer, but for whatever reason, the chains onto my truck, you have to hit it just the right way or it won't go in. So I had waved down a tech who was on his way to lunch, and he came over and helped me. I got him on no problem the second time. So it's kind of funny how it's hit or miss with me in those chains. And then when I was picking her up, I was waiting for Riella and the manager to come out for my walkthrough. So I was backing up and getting my ball aligned and getting my ball and my hitch connected. And another woman working there stopped. She came over and was asking me if I needed any help. And I was like, no, I'm good. You know, I'm just waiting for my walkthrough. And then we just started talking, and she's like, I really love those Micro Minis. If I were to get another rig, that's what I would go with. And we were just talking, and she's like, who do you travel with? And I'm like, oh, just myself, solo. And she's like, yeah, another fiercely strong, independent woman. And so she told me that she used to be an over-the-road semi-truck driver. And she's like, my biggest advice for you is don't let people rush you. Just stick in that right lane. Let people go around you. Don't let anyone tell you how to do you. Just, you know, and that keeps happening to me all the time. Especially men want to try and tell me how I should do something. And I ignore them. And then her fourth piece of advice was watch out for the crosswinds, which I already, you know, experienced going across Oklahoma, Texas, and even like Albuquerque. Anytime you're going west, that east-west can really get some heavy crosswinds. Anyway, Albuquerque is supposed to get hit with some of that blizzard that's been happening in Kansas, Missouri, and out east. So I'm glad that I was there last week and not having to contend with that, because you know, driving in snow sucks to begin with, let alone pulling a camper. So grateful for the timing of everything. And it also worked out. I was up there. They did the work on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And so that was a super slow week for me, because I needed an entire day to get up there, and then another day. I did it in a day and a half because I didn't want to get into Phoenix in the dark. So I just stayed an extra night on the road and then got here at like noon, so that we could get it all backed in and everything. Anyhow, I'm back in Winnie. Everything's going great. I finally have her all set up, for staying stationary here for my couple months that I'm here in Phoenix. So I'll give you guys an official tour soon, I promise. But I've got like my kitchen, my dinette is sort of my office. So that's all set up. I've been working there. It feels so good to like have a home base now. And yeah, everything's just going really great. Loving the weather here in Phoenix this winter, and having fun, hanging out with friends, connecting with new people, seeing old friends. It's been great. So I hope you continue to follow along. Please give this a like, leave that little thumbs up, give it a like. Helps YouTube put my videos out to other folks. Leave a comment, let me know, you know, is RV life something you've wanted to do, or do you have any questions for me, or where's your favorite place that you've ever traveled? Just leave a comment. That also helps YouTube know that people are enjoying my videos. So I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for watching. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. And I will see you all soon. And if you're new here, I am turning that off.